It's a steam train. By Skene Road, the A944 on the outskirts of Hazelhead. 30th of April 2022. Barracks Amusements. Barracks Amusements. Barracks Amusements. 30th of April 2022. Look at the steam, the smoke. That's what trains used to be like. Oh, the man's on the back, the driver. The driver's standing up. Go back to the mid-1970s and there was bus conductors in Aberdeen. Bus conductors on buses. The mid-1970s in Aberdeen. Bus conductors who checked you had a ticket. (3:25 p.m. on the 5th of May 2022. This is along with the Denburn, between the Den of Maidencraig and Ruberslaw. This is actually what you call the Denburn, a motionless stretch of water on in the west end of Aberdeen, between Hazelhead and Ruberslaw. Tree down, new tree plantation. Lots of new trees have been planted. Aberdeen City Council are planting new trees. They are planting new trees. They have planted new trees since Storm Arwen came on the 26th of November 2021. But they're not clearing away the debris, the fallen trees, because here you can see, look at all these new trees that have been planted. This is near Kingsgate. That path there leads to Kingsgate. You can see it says Rubislaw and Den of Maidencraig on the sign. Video provides greater context and full colour HD in the case of HD camcorders. I don't think this is actually HD, it's standard definition. But HD video is often filmed in AVC HD format, and it's compatible with Blu-ray, which is a Sony proprietary format. Let's just be clear. This is technology education in the rural part of Aberdeen City. What's effectively Rubislaw, between the Den of Maidencraig and Rubislaw. Over here, because that path leads to Kingsgate, this path, it leads up to NHS Grampian feedback. That's where they're based. The exact road, I'm not entirely sure without looking at a map, but it's the one that connects from Kingsgate and the open green space by Kingsgate near the Hazelhead roundabout when you veer off along Kingsgate. It's the road that connects up there. Understanding your bearings is important, getting bearings. The road it's Summerhill Road further up there. Summerhill Road, is that right? It's by there anyway. It's nearby, Summerhill, nearby it. The road between Kingsgate and Summerhill. But actually, Summerhill is slightly further along, to the right, beyond this new tree plantation. Getting your bearings when you go away abroad on holiday. Getting your bearings is important, but even in a large city such as Aberdeen with lots of streets, without looking at a map or referring to an online map, you tend not to know the name of streets unless you see a street sign. Street signs for people on the ground embracing active travel, walking and cycling are useful. GPS also helps, and online maps. The two are useful. You don't always get a mobile data signal. When you're outside, you don't get Wi-Fi, although unless you're near a BT hotspot, and they're not everywhere in Aberdeen. Let's just be clear. BT hotspots? No, they're few and far between in actual fact. They're at places like McDonald's and airports, airport lounges, and in various other places, and in hotels as well. They're not in the open outdoors, in green spaces, such as here, between the Den of Maidencraig and Rubislaw. You can see the new tree plantation, and it's starting to rain. If you look closely, you can see puddles in this, what was a motionless stretch of water, the Denburn. Look at the puddles forming from spots of rain. I can't really feel much rain, but it's starting. Spots. 5th of May 2022, around 3:30 p.m. You can see puddles forming. Puddles in the Denburn. This is nature. The oceans are getting replenished. Fifth of May 2022, 3:30 p.m. Look at the fallen debris, fallen tree, fallen trees, debris. Between effectively Kingsgate and Summerhill and Maastricht, between Rubislaw and the Den of Maidencraig, new tree plantation. Near Kingsgate, effectively. New tree plantation. It wasn't here last year, in 2021. It seems to have come after Storm Arwen on the 26th of November 2021 and the successive winter storms. Storm Corgi, Storm Barra, Storm Eunice. I mean, that's 4 storms. Storm Eunice brought snow too, across the region of the northeast of Scotland in various parts. I mean, you remember the significant storms, such as Storm Corgi on the 29th of January 2022, where the 60-year-old mum died by Devon Road, tree through the windscreen. Trees, the council are making an effort to replant trees, but not clearing away the debris. We need to just reiterate that. Birds singing. Aberdeen City Council have made an effort, a substantial effort, to plant new trees, but they're going to take a long time to grow big. Not much of these trees now. These trees weren't bought from Dobby's Garden Centre, which, let's face it, trees bought from Dobby's, they're partially growing already. These are new trees, trees wrapped in plastic, sapling trees. Plastic to prevent deer from nibbling the sapling trees. That's why they're wrapped in plastic. The plastic prevents deer from nibbling sapling trees. Deer is a prolific problem in Scotland. That's the sort of wildlife that roams free, and it can even reach urban areas. Up here, there's a plane. A plane flying overhead. A plane flying well above the trees. Going out of sight. New tree plantation also over there. The birds are singing loudly. Sometimes when you zoom in, video goes out of focus. So you've got to zoom back, adjust the zoom level in order to find focus with automatic adjustments. But automatic zoom always works best, as do automatic adjustments. And the best photo size often for incorporating into web pages is photos of 800 by 600 pixels. They tend to work best. They're a good size for the modern web. I guess it stems from traditional 8x6 prints, which many people have in their homes throughout photo albums. This is how photography, historical developments link in to multimedia and modern developments in photos and video. 16:9 is often referred to as the widescreen format. But that's not the case on a smartphone. The format 1:1 for photos provides a wider view of photos, particularly with Android photos taken on Android smartphones. You can often choose the aspect ratio in the camera up above when you click onto camera, when you're looking through a screen to see what you're about to take a picture of or a video. 1:1 is the aspect ratio that tends to be the best, that shows the most detail, the widest shot. Other formats such as 16:9 tend to be narrower, so you get the black borders. This is how modern technology links to photography, and quality and photographic output. Birds are singing here. It's a lovely atmosphere. It's always great to be out. This is real life. Being outside, going walking and cycling. People love it. School children tend to walk across green spaces coming home from school. Pupils at Hazelhead Academy often cross this way because they live in Maastricht or off Kingsgate, off Summerhill. Hazelhead is a good school, Hazelhead Academy. It's considered a good school. The alternative for people in Maastricht is to go to Northfield Academy. And it tends to be more disadvantaged. Areas of Aberdeen, some areas are better than others. Some areas are disadvantaged. But you really need to help families that are affected by poverty. Because children can experience lack of chances for reasons that are not fair. So you need investment in areas where there's lower cost housing to build up the city, build up the future talent, nurture underprivileged children. This is Friday the 6th of May 2022 and there's the Aberdeen bypass cutting through the countryside. You can see it goes right through the countryside. This road is a dead end. Don't come this way. It's the road that's just before the burnt out warehouse from West Hill direction. You turn right. It just leads to farms. It's a dead end, a quiet road for cycling, but it's a dead end nonetheless. Peaceful and tranquil out here. No one around. You can see the hills in the distance. And there's a wind turbine. It is slowly going round. You can see it far off in the distance, just slightly moving. A breezy day, a breezy Friday. It's spring, 6th of May 2022. Dandelions growing in the countryside. Dandelions growing in the countryside. Amongst the grass. No sheep or cows grazing. Lush green pasture. No sheep or cows. I think they're in the barn actually. There is a farm here. Cows normally make a racket when they're in barns. They don't like being cooped up. The sound of a chainsaw starting up. It might not be picked up on video, but I can certainly hear it. It's 1:30 on the 6th of May 2022. What I can't understand is why there's men trimming the grass. Basically, there's fallen trees still. Sixth of May 2022 around 2 p.m. 6th of May 2022 around 2 p.m. Friday. It's Friday. And this path is back open again by the Aberdeen Wanderers Rugby Club. People were walking along it even when there was a fallen tree across the path, ducking underneath, going underneath, ducking. But it's been cleared, and there's a bit of tape across the debris, the fallen debris. I mean, the bit of tape's not really doing anything. Red and white, is that to alert people to the danger? But the tree is out the way, and the tree is obvious. There's coaches here today, coaches at Hazelhead Park. Coaches on the road, cars parked. You can see the coach. There's more than one. There's one along a bit as well. You can't really see it from here. But there are coaches here, so something is going on. It's Tuesday. Of May 2022. This is the edge of Maastricht, Aberdeen, by Dobby's Garden Centre. Always pause when you start a video if you're going to add a narrative. It gives viewers the chance to turn up the volume on Facebook for a start, and on YouTube, because videos are muted. So always start by pausing before you add a narrative, pausing before you talk, because it gives viewers, if you're going to upload video to YouTube and Facebook, the chance to turn up the volume. And note, the volume on YouTube and Facebook, the volume can actually go higher on Windows 10. Blink and you miss it. Where have the horses gone? They're down here. They moved. They were in the distance. That's why I turned to shoot the video. No, the horses up weren't in the distance. Blackburn was in the distance. Talk about disorientation. That's why I wanted to shoot a video. I wanted to show context, awareness, spatial awareness, to show where the fallen trees, the destruction is. Here between Clinterty and Tertowie House. The road, this road, this road, it goes past Tertowie House and it's near Clinterty in essence. And it comes out, it actually comes out by the road through the trees between West Hill and Blackburn. I'm sure you know what I mean when I talk about through the trees. Trees that are present now, but if they fall down they won't be present in future. But they've been present for a long time. So most people probably know on the back road between West Hill and Blackburn, heading to Inverurie, there's a part of the road that goes through trees. And once you get through the trees, when you see a wind turbine in sight, there's actually a road alongside the wind turbine that runs past Tertowie House and leads to Clinterty. Do you know where I am? I understand where I am now, and actually the horses are moving. Like all animals, they move. I took a photo of 3 horses, but now I'm just seeing 1. I can see a tractor in the field. In the distance, far off, this is what zooming enables. Tractor ploughing the field, and if you look here, this is around Clinterty. But actually, Tertowie House, the address is Kinneller. I mean, geographically, it's not near... It's not that close to the Kinneller round, but not what I would class as Kinneller. I class as Kinneller the road between O'Croney and Kinneller, that quiet back road where there are farms, and does lead to the roundabout in a sense. It also leads to a quiet road to Kinneller Parish Church, which is the back road into Kintore. A quiet road. It is suitable for walking and cycling. Do you know where I am? Sometimes you've got to describe and really keep descriptions simple, with detail, using landmarks, showing video shows over tells, and you can see in the distance that is Blackburn. Let's just be clear. Blackburn, Aberdeen City, Aberdeenshire, well, it's between the two. I don't live there, so I don't know if it's in Aberdeen City or Aberdeenshire. Often only residents know where they live. Whether they live, especially when they live on boundaries. Boundary lines? Where's the boundary? That's the importance of signs. Certainly Blackburn is between. It's between Bucksburn and Dice and Kintore. Kintore, nearest a small town. With quite few amenities actually. I mean, people in Kintore must really need the car. So I guess sustainable transport is really important for the years and decades ahead. Really important. I mean, when you ration petrol and use hydrogen and electric, it does make transport more sustainable. I mean, that's true. It also provides redundancy, alternative technologies. I mean, that sustains life for people in rural communities for longer, rationing. Go back to the Second World War and food was rationed. The land army, women on the farms, doing farm work to feed the children while the men went away to fight. That was 20th century Britain around the Second World War. There are still people alive today in 2022 that lived through the war. Some people do face a tough time. This is the importance of respect for everyone. Older people, those with disabilities and difficulties. Including some people really take their health for granted. Take good fortune. While some people really suffer in silence. And I mean silence because some people can't actually speak. They speak through machines. Use machines to talk. So there really is a general sense that they rely also on carers. So people do really need to care. But carers have a job, they're paid, and at the end of the day they go home and enjoy their lives, watching TV and relaxing. But some people really have a tough time. Confined to wheelchairs and cannot speak also. I'm fortunate to be able to go on bikes, cycle, enjoy the outdoors, but some people need carers to take them outside, and carers that are willing to take them outside. Speaking on behalf of those less fortunate, less able to appreciate some really good things in life, like being outside, really is worth doing. This does need highlighted, brought to attention. Respect. Tony Blair, actually, when Prime Minister, did. He had the respect agenda. That was about ASBOs and antisocial behaviour orders. And he also promoted the concept of digital IDs. I mean, let's face it. Unless you get a passport or a driving licence, you can't do a subject access request to Police Scotland to gain information about crimes. And also, you need a passport and a driving licence to use as ID to gain medical notes from NHS Grampian. I mean, that's wrong, because it implies you need to travel by plane internationally also and have a valid driving licence, which not everyone does. These are important considerations going forward. I mean, it should have been considered in the past, but when Tony Blair brought up the subject of digital IDs, he was met with hostility and contention issues, because privacy actually is driven by a need for safety. People fear others, but you need to respect others, because this is a shared planet, a shared world. Let's just remember on that. Just reflect. Enjoy being outside. There's a breeze. 13th May 2022. The birds are singing at this colourful garden. It's the aftermath of the death of Maureen Yeoman. The sudden death. "78 years old. Collapsed in her car. Not much said on the death. Some people like quiet, privacy, but look at her garden. A month later, it was the 2nd of April. Her garden's in bloom. Now her husband is a widower. Bonnie garden. She must have liked gardening. Bonnie garden. Maureen Yeoman. It's Thursday, the 16th of May 2022. Being able to zoom in and out shows context. It also shows detail. You can zoom in for detail, zoom back for context, see where you are. This is on approach to the Haddingen roundabout. Looks free flowing. You can zoom in for detail. You can see pink roses growing springtime. May 2022. The 16th of May 2022. It's certainly Thursday, so it's around the 16th. It could also be the 17th. I didn't check the date. You need to be honest. But by saying the day as well as the date, you can actually work out what day it is. It's middle of May 2022, Thursday, 16th or 17th. Which day is it exactly? This is Middlefield Place. Middlefield Place actually leads to a school where the police are present. It's in the area of Middlefield. There's a school here nearby with a police presence. They're based here. Police are also based at Northfield Academy and down by the beach. They're based also around the beachfront, Old Aberdeen and Seaton Park with the schools. Traffic free flowing on approach to the Haddingen roundabout. "19th of May 2022. This is the path from Hose Road across the bridge in the stream to boulders and a field. This is the countryside to get to the Bucksburn Valley paths from Hose Road. Obstacles, significant obstacles.